in Jersey?
Of course. How many? I shoveled 3 times already. And
did you really?
And now I don't think I need to shovel anymore. But
I
I was
mean, I
looking
hope
ahead.
not. No, that's
well. I was looking ahead to the weekend. It's already they're saying more.
Is
snow
there more
this
snow
weekend.
coming from? Oh, geez.
So.
Okay. All right. There's your snow report, everybody. So Chris Rosen from New Jersey, if you're worrying about how we're doing on the snow here from the East Coast, but you'll be fine, Chris. It's late January. Get a snowblower. Hopefully, watch the back.
Yeah. My wife is sending me articles that I'm too elderly to.
I was going to say, man, I didn't want to say it. I'm glad your wife's saying it, man.
She's saying it. She was saying it. She was like, "You're too old for this." I was like, "Well, am I though?" Maybe.
Take the hint, man. Don't be too proud on that one. That's what I would say. I'm in New York. I don't have a home, but if I did, I would be like, I'm beyond pride on shoveling. What is it? 8 inches of snow you had? So, yeah. Anyway, let people just come in the room here as we fire up the chat today. So did you see anything this weekend, Chris, or do you movieless weekend this weekend?
A movieless weekend for me. Yeah. Too busy in the snow. So bummed
right
about
that's
that.
True. Yeah, no.
With Mercy, such a great title. I guess
we did have, yes, exactly. Which I guess we can kick off here. I'll turn off my alternate feed. All right, there we go. So let's start off a bit of a freeze this weekend, Chris, at the box office here. Monday morning quarterbacks. One new big entry. Amazon, look, this is their big year, right? So, we got, I think, 11 releases, something like that lined up. So this Chris Pratt AI thriller, I guess we call this. Is that the genre, I
think so, like a Minority Report, but AI, I guess.
Yeah, I was going with that Denzel movie with Russell Crowe, which comes to my mind from, remember that way back
Virtuosity?
Virtuosity, right? That's another one. The AI thriller doesn't, Minority Report is, I guess it did very well. It's one of Spielberg's higher regarded films, I guess, but that's the only film, not really a big successful genre. I'm like, Law and Order Man was kind of an AI movie. I'm going way back here in the comments here. If you have any other, I'm like, figuring out the AI genre. This one is, I didn't, man accused of killing his wife, I believe. Has to go back and look through the footage. So, seems fine. 11 million, about 11 million bucks here, Chris. Number one at the box office. So there's something, to be said for that. Obviously the snowstorm this weekend, you could have opened Dune 3 this weekend. It would have been not as great as it could have been. So seems fine. Again, it's a 60 million reported budget on this. So, going to be a long road.
I was like, we had, talking about like just looking at it. I had saw people last week wondering if it was going to open under 10. So, with the snowstorm and like getting over like, bad reviews, I'm like, this is pretty solid for, I guess. Obviously the cost accepted, but it's like, this did much better than I actually expected. I was expecting like 9, 8 or 9. So.
I put the cutoff in my wake up box office poll at $10 million. I was like, a lot of people think, and the majority picked under 10. So I was I took a little optimism. I went 10 to 12 and I ended up winning this weekend. So, but I think you're right. The majority were thinking. So I think, that's it's the star wattage for Chris Pratt, I guess, is really, that's the only thing. That's what this movie's riding on. There's not much else to it in a sense. So there's that, but you're getting, was it $23 million globally? Again, fine. This is the first weekend of the year, Chris, where the box office is lower than last year, but again, it's about 5%. So I'll attribute that to the snow in that sense.
And I guess the trickle down, like, all the Terminalist fans will watch this on Prime in like 2 months. Is that the idea, I guess, right?
Sure. But that trope got put out again this weekend. Oh, it's just they cover the marketing costs. It's fine. I'm like, well, yes, but HBO Max is the same business model. I'm like, so when a WB movie flops, you have to say, well, they'll make it back on HBO Max. Like, no one says that. Amazon gets this, like, it's just Apple had this dumb halo too. And I'm like, you realize everybody has a streamer at this point. That doesn't make any, it doesn't make any sense. Good for Amazon. That's how they account for it on their books. We shall see if that transpires, but B minus cinema score here, Chris. So the critics reviews are pretty bad. You know more critics than I do, so I think you probably would concur with that.
I don't know a lot of people who are super into this one, this title, so I don't think it'll be on like the year-end lists.
I don't know.
December,
probably not. It'll be known as Amazon's first release of this new era. Yes. And we move on to Project Hail Mary come March, but I think I'm psyched for that. So
Me too. Me too.
I don't know if you've seen it yet, but it's the Ryan Gosling film from Amazon. Otherwise, the Bone Temple, I'll move down to that. Minus 71%. I don't know that there's a third movie coming. I really just I know that Alex Garland's writing it. Cillian Murphy's in talks to join it, but these numbers are rough. I don't know how you make this. Is there $60 million budget or $63 million, whatever it was? Last one was $60 million. This is the third movie would be probably a bigger creative entity. I don't know, Chris. The math here is really tough.
The math doesn't seem to work, but I think they're not many, but the fans of the franchise seemingly would.
Yes, they come out like it's just not a large gathering, but
you had a great in the wake up. You had a great. I mean, I thought the idea of maybe what if Netflix gets involved for the third one would not be a bad idea. I would say.
Yeah. I mean, you could make a case where. They have Sony does make some films for Netflix, as people found out this year. They just picked up this other shark movie called Shiver, which was slated for July at Sony, and that one's now going to Netflix. Danny Boyle's supposedly coming back for the third one to direct. Alex Garland's, Cillian Murphy have a big star, and for this one. Not that Ralph Fiennes isn't a big star, but the original star, I should say, coming back for it. Netflix is into events. They always say we want event programming. This would be the final movie of the franchise, perhaps. So I can make a case for it. I'd love to see the movie, so.
I think it would be cool. And Netflix obviously also loves Cillian Murphy from Peaky Blinders, right? Because they have the Peaky Blinders.
And they did Steve with him as well.
So I'm it all kind of, we'll see if that actually happens. I think it would be cool to pay off the franchise, but the math does not seem to work.
Theatrical math is tough.
No, it's really dicey. So I don't know.
Yeah. So make that call to Netflix, people.
Yeah.
Let's get that sweet Netflix money going. But so this is minus 71%, 3.6 million. This will net out well under 50% of the last movie from June. So just some tough math on that.
Yeah.
I guess, the Avatar Zootopia thing, I guess, we're giving it to Zootopia wins, right? At this point?
Yeah, I don't see how Avatar could catch up. I just don't.
It doesn't seem like
it doesn't. That's another thing where the math doesn't connect, right? I'm like, how can it make up the delta? I don't see it doing it.
Yeah, it's about $400 million behind. And again, Zootopia is over $600 million is from China, and Avatar was about 150 million, so about 4x in China. I mean, that'll do it. But math is math, Chris. And if we were predicting which one's going to come out on top for 2025, it's not Avatar, which is a statement that's just, I think, it speaks for itself at this point.
Yeah. And I mean, if you would have not have guessed this even probably in December, right?
Richard and I made some guesses, and we guessed that. I have to go back and look at the transcript. So you're talking to one of them right here, Chris. So yeah.
So no, but I'll be curious to see how this pay, the enthusiasm for this one was clearly not as high as it was for Way of Water. Yeah. Only maybe because we've talked about the gap between the sequels. So will the enthusiasm, even if you wait an extra year, come back? I don't know. I probably. I mean, this is nothing. 1.5 billion or whatever it ends up.
To be clear, they're making money on this. This is a profitable endeavor, right. No doubt, but it has the ... next to it, Chris.
Yes, exactly. And will the next one be able to even hit 1 point? Maybe. I mean, probably. I wouldn't bet against it, but is there another depreciation coming with the next one?
Right. And you think, because you had the 4 and 5 films planned originally, so 4 and 5, because nothing's really been shot materially for the next one. And maybe he would shoot 4 and 5, more like these two kind of, not in tandem, but at the same time kind of thing. But yeah, I don't, you probably saw a lot of the Cameron interviews that were out there. You read between the lines on this stuff, and his enthusiasm, I don't know. He was kind of let's just get this one out there. It wasn't yeah, man, we're ready to go on part 4. Super psyched to start. That wasn't the vibe going on Avatar. But maybe that's just
I got the same vibe too. No, I got the same vibe too. But I mean, we'll see. Maybe he'll just be you never bet against Cameron or whatever. But it was definitely more let me just do this one, and then that's it. So we'll see.
Right. I mean, he shot them. Yeah, exactly. I had this one in the can. Let me get this one out in the world, and see what happens. So. TBD on that one. Should we move on? I mean, a couple of things. Return to Silent Hill, sequel to a 2006 movie, I think, from Sony, and a sequel in 2012 that did 3.3 million from Cineverse. That's fine. But it was, it was Oscar week, Oscar nomination week. So, the old classic Oscar bumps have kind of I don't even know. It's been a while since that kind of was a real conversation. I feel like even before COVID, that was probably not much of a thing as it used to be. More for the wins, I guess, in a sense, but a little bit of action here, for the folks at Focus at least.
Yeah, Hamnet did, in number 8, right? 2 million up to 42 million global. That's good for Hamnet, I would say. I think that's like,
if you were to tell me Hamnet made $42 million globally, and back at Telluride or something like that, I think that people would be like, oh, that's a pretty good result.
And we'll see how it plays. But I mean, like you were saying, like a lot of these movies, the big nomination, like Sinners and One Battle, are long gone. They're on HBO Max. And anecdotally, I saw more people, at least on Letterboxd, were like watching them over the weekend, right? Just being like, oh, I want to catch up with these again. So maybe they'll get like whatever fantastic
streaming bump
we'll find out about,
which we'll never find out about. Yeah,
sure. But like seeing like Hamnet being one of the real, like, and of the other titles, like the Neon titles, are still like Sentimental Value, I don't think is even still out really. And
there was a very small bump of it. Secret Agent had a little bit of juice, but yeah, they're in their last legs at this point.
So it's like you get those, and F1 obviously long gone. So like Hamnet really and Marty Supreme, I guess, are the two that are like kind of like there. And I'm like, for Hamnet to do this, and like we'll see now how long. I don't know. They, like you mentioned, I think yesterday in the Wake Up, like there's no PVOD date for this. There's no Peacock streaming date for this. So
they're keeping this theatrical only, which is for Universal pretty big, but I'm sure they're timing this out to maybe the voting period. But I didn't see a date, even because it'll have to go to PVOD first before even Peacock. Peacock will probably be the mid-March, which is the Oscars date. I would imagine they'll back time it to that. Will be my assumption.
I think so. It kind of reminds me of how I don't remember the specific dates, but it just in vibes I'm getting, like it reminds me of how Neon handled it in Nora last year, because like they kept it really out there, continually out there, and kept it off PVOD seemingly for a long time, and then like kind of were able to squeeze a lot of theatrical money out of it. And I mean, Focus could definitely do the same thing here. I mean, this could get another. Like the Oscar voting, I don't think even starts until like March, right? Because the show, or end of February. So that's like another month where it could be in theaters before it hits PVOD, if that's the game plan they do. So
yeah.
I mean, that's pretty good. And I think they'll get more interest in it as people are like, oh, I want to catch up on these Oscar movies. And like this movie is supposed to be great. And Jesse Buckley's great and very emotional. And sure. So that's pretty. It was a strong. It was heartened to see that it did so well, I guess. Like
well, for a movie and ninth weekend at this point, they doubled the theater count to 2,000, so it's 1,000 per screen, which is nothing great shakes. But in your ninth weekend, pretty good. This was the second most money this movie's made in a weekend, so far. The 2.3 million a few weeks back. So, but this is kind of, you mentioned Enora. This is that $18 million total in the US. And Nora, I think, topped out around 20, maybe 21 in the end. So this feels like that size of a movie. So, but I'll say, but the Oscars, that was the movie of that race, where this year you have the bigger movies, you have the other things around it, where the Enora year just didn't, have anything else that of a big following. So, I'm just going to, since I have you here, Chris, so we have the nominations. So, are you kind of set in your big picture mind yet, or do you think this is still a
I mean, I've been talking about this with Katie Rich over at Prestige Junkie, obviously, but I do think like Sinners and One Battle are the two movies, and like on paper, One Battle,
right? Nothing else.
Nothing else. And on paper, One Battle should win, but like, man, I keep talking to people who love Sinners. Like everyone loves Sinners, and so sometimes the movie that people just like the most can end up winning. I don't know if that's going to happen, but like, there's still obviously great enthusiasm for Sinners, which we've known for, what is this now, 6 months or more. But like people do really love Sinners. So, I think it could win. I don't know.
Okay. All right. We'll see. I mean, look, it has my vote, but that's my own controversial
right.
opinion,
well, so everybody I talk to is like, it's again, like self-indexing or whatever, but like everybody I talk to is like, I really like, if it was my vote, I'd vote Sinners. And I'm like, eventually, I'm not voting for the Oscars,
right?
But like,
I don't vote for the Oscars either. Exactly.
But like, I feel like maybe that's not a unique take, right? To be like, oh, I just really like this movie. It was so watchable. So who knows?
Yeah. And more people saw it. I mean, in a sense, in America by far. I mean, you're talking about 4x the box office in a sense. Not that you can't watch it elsewhere, of course, afterwards. So, this real tough problems there at Warner Brothers. Which one of our films is going to win Best Picture? So you got to feel for the folks.
They'll figure it out. They're going to be great. Like and everybody will win something. It feels like whether or not Sinners wins, it feels like Ryan Coogler could win like screenplay or whatever, and like they'll all get like an Oscar. It'll be fine.
Everybody gets a prize, Chris. You know, come on. Yeah, no one wants home empty-handed. So, and Warner Bros. Is still finding money in the Lord of the Rings franchise, Chris. Another $6.7 million of people going to see Lord of the Rings again in theaters this weekend in America. This has brought in about somewhere around $16 million total globally so far. So, listen, not, you know, plus, $16 million domestic. So, it's about almost nearing $30 million here in found money.
It's kind of crazy. Like you said, there's always money in the banana stand, as you're fond of saying, but it's like, it's true. I mean, like and people love the Lord of the Rings movies, obviously, so they'll just keep going and seeing them. I wonder how much they'll do. Like, I'm assuming will they bring Sinners back again? Like, I know they've already brought it back like once or twice. I'm like, I feel like they probably will again, right? Before
there's some IMAX movies. For the IMAX, both of them, One Battle End and Sinners are going back, and
just keep doing it. Like, hey, we'll see.
Just keep running those IMAX screens, man. Well, nothing else is bit of a gap in the IMAX schedule, so everybody's taking advantage of it. So but there's another movie, you know, coming. I think Christmas 27 from Lord of the Rings. So they're gonna try and get the band back together.
Sure.
It's gonna feel it's like 27 is gonna have like Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings back. It's gonna be like very like feeling like 2010 again or something, you know, whatever. It's a very not odd. It's just, you know, kind of like, all right,
nothing goes away. Nothing goes
away.
They're gonna keep bringing them back.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that's about it. You know, we're kind of, you know, it's this dead point in the year, Chris. So you know, kind of keep this short today, but there's not a ton going on, but it's some interesting. Like I said, the specialty stuff I thought deserved a shout. And
certainly.
You know, we'll see. And this week we got, you know, Charlie XCX. Are you bringing your kid to that one? Or
the
probably
moment,
not. Yeah, the
no,
moment.
I don't think so.
No,
I don't think so. But I am curious to see it after it premiered at Sundance over the weekend. I think our good Richard I think was there watching it. So
yes, I think yeah.
So that's cool. And there's a Jason Statham movie this weekend too, right? Is that
I was gonna ask. Did you watch any sports this weekend or no?
I did watch. I did watch the football. Yes.
Did you see anything for this movie at all?
No. Did I miss it? Like, as I did not see it.
I mean, Black Bear, if I'm missing something, but I was like, it's kind of odd to have I mean, I get it's Black Bear, it's a smaller distributor. These games are very, you know, the advertising is very pricey for the NFL this weekend. But I was like, Jason Statham action movie, NFL audience. And a weekend where there's no game coming up on Friday. Like, I was like, how does this not coalesce? I was a little shocked by that. I have not seen anything as a 50-year-old white male on the Jason Statham movie yet. Is not great.
Same. And then we have also the Send Help, right? Which I've seen a lot of.
Yes, I've seen a lot of. They were
a lot of that.
Yeah, Disney Fox is spending a lot on that one, so it looks good. I'm excited. I'm actually
same.
Sam Raimi, obviously, big filmmaker there. So some more life coming back in. Yeah, it's kind of checkered past. You got this Friday. Yeah, Send Help. The big one at the moment. We have a YouTuber movie coming. From Markiplier, Iron Lung. Things are not in my wheelhouse, Chris. I don't know if you know anything about this at all.
It's not in my wheelhouse either.
Yeah,
I have to say, but I've heard it exists at least. Like
it could be some excitement. I don't. There's some pre-sales and like $5 or $8 million in pre-sales at this point, something like that. So I'd love to be surprised. I'd love to see some. Just that time of year where you have those windows to take those shots. And then the 6 is kind of and then we have, of course, Wuthering Heights and GOAT and Crime 101 over President's Day. So it's that time of the year.
I did see Crime 101 ads during at least the NFC Championship game. I saw a few of those, and I was like, I'm direct demo for that. I can't. I mean, come on, Crime 101. Let's go.
Mark Ruffalo, Hemsworth, like Halle Berry. I'm like,
here we go. Like that one looks great. So we'll see. Hopefully these movies will break out. We'll see. I don't know.
Yeah. Something pops here. So anyway, all right, Chris, thanks for coming in here to film for Mr. Rushfield, who's still journeying back, I think, from Sundance, or trying to stave off the Sundance flu, one of the two at this point. Hopefully he's doing well. Richard, we'll see you next week, and Chris, I'll talk to you soon.
Sounds good.